Last week, California Senate approved $24 million in funding bill to expedite the process of collecting guns from owners in the state who legally acquired them, but since have become disqualified due to felony convictions or mental illness. Such recently was the case for one woman who had been in a hospital voluntarily for mental illness last year. She says it was due to medication that she was taking. Lynette Phillips of Upland, California, told The Blaze in a phone interview Monday that she had purchased a gun years ago for her husband. Her husband's name is David. He got that as a present. That gun, as well as two others registered to her law-abiding husband, who does not have a history of felonies or mental illness, were seized last Tuesday. My husband is upset that they took the right from both of us. That should have never been taken.
From either of them.
But according to the state of California, that doesn't matter. Quote, the prohibited person cannot have access to a firearm regardless of who the registered owner is.
It's exactly what we said when they did this law.
We told you.
Exactly what we said.
We told you that they would come into your house, and if you had a kid, if your teenager was going through any kind, and it will stop people from going to get mental health checkups. Mm-hmm. It will stop people from doing it. The prohibited person cannot have access to a firearm. According to the Los Angeles Times last week, budget cuts created a backlog of 19,000 people in the state with more than 40,000 guns that are no longer legally allowed to own them. Wow. 19,000 people because they went to a doctor for a mental health checkup. Now, she was in a hospital. She was admitted into a mental institution. Well, here's how it happened. Authorities arrived in unmarked cars Tuesday night around 8 p.m., Seeing she had never been in trouble with the law before, when they asked to enter, she said sure, not thinking of asking for a warrant. The gun confiscation law doesn't go as far to give officers warrants to enter the property without permission. When you see what they did and why she was in the mental institution in the first place, maybe your eyes will be open. We'll give you this story here in a second and remind you that tonight at 5 o'clock, African Americans, including the actor who was on the Cosby Show, whose son was questioned by his school. They said that they were going to call the police on him in California because he was showing a picture of a BB gun and saying that he was saving his money for a BB gun, like in A Christmas Story. He was questioned by the school, and they said, we believe he might be mentally ill. He's going to be on with us tonight, as well as 3 other African Americans that you need to hear from tonight, 5 o'clock on the Blaze TV. LifeLock is our sponsor. Went to the hospital. Here's why they say she was crazy. Because she needed an adjustment in her medication. This medicine that she gave, she was getting, the doctor gave her, it comes up on the Christmas holiday. She needs an adjustment because she's crying all the time. She goes to the doctor. She calls the doctor, and the doctor says, you know what? Why don't you go to the hospital? They'll adjust it. It's the holiday season. You're just going to have to go to the hospital and adjust it. So she does. They say, you know what, why don't you stay here while we adjust the medication? Let's see if we can get this under control. She self-admits, and she does it because she's got the family coming in for Christmas. She's got to get this under control. She don't want to wreck everybody's Christmas. So she does. The nurse writes on there, may be suicidal. She never said that. She never said she felt that way. But that's what the nurse wrote on the deal, may be suicidal. So now we have her guns being taken away and her husband's gun. This is a grandma. She says, you know, the police, they were just doing their job. They didn't want to be there. They were just doing their job. Well, you know what? Got to stop with that. Got to stop with that. This is, they are crossing lines in states. And quite honestly, you're going to get a last call here soon. Better get out of these states that are crushing your rights. You better get out of those states before they crush them entirely and then say, you know what? You can't move out of this state because you'll be hurting the tax base here in this state. Watch, it will come. Glenn.